welcome to the West Asia Post. I am Radi Francis, coming to you from Beirut, Lebanon, for a new episode of WION's weekly show, where we bring you all things new from the world's most volatile region. This week in the West Asia Post, we have a lot lined up for you, from the very fragile US-backed ceasefire in Lebanon to Donald Trump's ultimatums and warnings to Iran, to the Israeli violence against Palestinians, and also the Houthis of Yemen. All this is lined up. Let's go. The American president, Donald Trump, is issuing ultimatums and threats on a daily basis. But Iran is not budging from its stance. Well, Iran holds three powerful weapons that can change the world. One that blocks oil, one that hides the army, and one that can change everything. Watch our special report to find out what are these weapons. Take a look.
Thursday morning, the message was clear. Bombing could begin within hours. By evening, that message changed. The strikes were off, and suddenly, President Donald Trump was speaking not about escalation, but about a deal.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents, which should get done over the next few days. Probably have a signing maybe in Europe.
That abrupt shift has become one of the defining patterns of this confrontation. Threaten, strike, pause, declare progress, repeat. With every such announcement, the stock markets rise, the oil prices drop, and questions rise whether the fragile ceasefire will crumble.
There's only one sort of disunity or disagreement, if you like, which is that some Iranians say there is no point in discussing with USA or negotiating with the United States because it's Israel who is in charge. And others say, okay, let's give it a try.
Over the past 2 months of fragile ceasefires and repeated breakdowns, Trump has several times said an agreement with Iran was close or within reach. Each time, fighting returned before diplomacy fully arrived. Now the cycle has repeated again. Tehran did not confirm that, saying no formal agreement had been reached yet. And that brings the focus back to Iran's three strategic weapons. Weapon 1 is Hormuz. Not a missile, not a bunker, a waterway. The Strait of Hormuz remains one of the world's most powerful pressure points. Controlled disruption or uncertainty there can move oil markets, military deployments and diplomacy within hours. Every warning around Hormuz carries consequences far beyond the Gulf. Weapon 2 is geography. Iran's map is part of its deterrence. Mountains, vast distances, distributed military infrastructure, strategic depth. This is not simple territory, it is time and resilience. Military pressure can hit facilities. Geography complicates the outcomes. Weapon 3 is the actual warhead. The weapon that dominates headlines, the one still wrapped in negotiations, red lines and international pressure. But this latest week has exposed something uncomfortable. Iran's leverage does not begin with a nuclear device. It begins with location. It grows through geography, and only then reaches the question that the world has debated for decades, whether there is ever a third weapon at all. Over the last weeks, we have witnessed how, despite the ceasefire, the US forces targeted several strategic targets in Iran. Trump claims that in the strike on Wednesday, American forces used weapons worth $250 million.
There are even reports coming out that he discussed in at least one of the strategy meetings the use of tactical nuclear weapons, but other people there ruled it out. So anything is possible. But so far, Trump makes bluffs and bluffs.
America has the world's biggest military. It has the most powerful weapons. But even those weapons have their limits. According to several American media reports, US is facing a shortage of several critical weapons. Iran, on the other hand, with its retaliatory fire on American bases, has shown that the reports that it maintains its missile stockpile were true.
By any observation, they do still have it, and they're demonstrating it. The question is, how much more are they going to demonstrate? What else are they going to do? How far are they going to go? Who knows? But the bottom line is, and what has not changed, is that they retain control of the Strait of the Hormuz, and we still cannot get our oil and gas from our side, from the Gulf GCC countries out, and that's going to continue to cause a problem with the rest of the world's economy.
For now, the missiles may pause, the threats may soften, the announcements may change, but the strategic equation remains exactly where it was, waiting in the Gulf.
A very fragile US-backed ceasefire is holding in Lebanon, between Israel and Lebanon, but Israel is relentlessly bombarding southern Lebanon, killing civilians on a daily basis. Now, this has raised the questions: will this ceasefire hold, or will this truce end? We tell you more.
Israel continues to bombard southern Lebanon, targeting what it calls Hezbollah strongholds. Hezbollah, on the other hand, is retaliating with full force, launching strikes on IDF troops. Hundreds have been killed and dozens more injured in a series of recent Israeli airstrikes and drone attacks across southern Lebanon. The deadliest strike hit a residential area in the coastal city of Tyre. The IDF attacks resumed after Washington unveiled a ceasefire framework aimed at reducing tensions between Israel and Hezbollah. But the agreement has been met with fierce resistance from Lebanon's powerful Shia group. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called on Lebanese people to join Israel's fight against Hezbollah.
I have a message for you, the people of Lebanon. Israel is not at war with you. We're at war with Hezbollah, that has taken your country hostage, that does Iran's bidding, that uses your territory to launch terrorist attacks against Israel.
Hezbollah chief Naim Qasim has dismissed the deal as a roadmap to annihilation, rejecting demands that the group withdraw its fighters from south of the Litani River. Supporters of Hezbollah held a rally in Beirut against US and Israel. People waved flags and held portraits of Iran's supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei.
We came to this protest in Beirut's southern suburbs to show solidarity with the Hezbollah resistance and to send a message that we remain steadfast and unafraid of Israeli weapons and aircraft. We will prevail through the efforts of the resistance, God willing.
The understanding called for a halt to Hezbollah fire, the creation of security zones under the Lebanese army, and dismantling of non-state armed groups. But critics say it offers no clear guarantee of an Israeli withdrawal, making it politically toxic inside Lebanon. Adding to the sense of crisis, residents of Tyre describe the current conflict as the most devastating they have witnessed in more than 3 decades in Lebanon.
Israel is trying to erase the memory of the country. Erasing heritage means erasing the record of the region, the history, the archaeology, and a person's connection to them. As we said, they are trying to erase the region's landmarks.
Israel, meanwhile, has made it clear that its operations will continue. Defense Minister Israel Katz has said that the IDF will retain freedom of action to strike targets in southern Lebanon and even Beirut if necessary. Iran, on the other hand, said that any peace deal with the United States must also include Lebanon. With more than 1 million people displaced, thousands killed, and parts of southern Lebanon still under Israeli control, the latest strikes have cast a dark shadow over the ceasefire.
A new investigative report finds that the Palestinians are now facing violence from Israeli settlers and Hamas. Now, as methods might vary and change, it also says that the Palestinians are facing violence from multiple sides. The report tells you more.
Palestinians are being caught in a cycle of violence that extends far beyond the front lines of the war. A new report by independent international investigators details what it describes as widespread abuses committed both by Israeli settlers in the West Bank and by Hamas-affiliated forces in Gaza.
We have been clashing with settlers for 4 or 5 months now on a daily basis. We appealed to people to help us confront them. People came with large numbers. We are defenders since the days of our ancestors.
In the West Bank, the report documents a significant rise in settler violence. This includes physical assaults, forced displacement, abductions, and attacks targeting entire Palestinian communities. Children were among those allegedly subjected to harassment and violence while going about their daily lives.
They hit me and attacked me, and I tried to defend myself, but there were 5 of them.
Investigators also recorded instances of sexual violence and threats of sexual abuse, saying such acts were used to instill fear, humiliate families, and pressure communities to leave their land. The report further alleges that settler activity has been enabled by a climate of impunity, with concerns raised over the lack of effective accountability for many of the attacks documented. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the investigation found evidence of executions, torture, and severe physical punishments carried out by Hamas-affiliated elements. Those targeted were often accused of collaborating with Israel, stealing aid, or maintaining links to political rivals.
What is happening is an unforgivable crime. People who were completely safe in a camp, standing by a water truck and collecting water, were hit by a missile. The missile hit children and women. They were torn to pieces. There were dozens of casualties. What did they do?
The report details incidents of public violence designed to serve as a warning to others, further deepening fear among a population already devastated by months of conflict and humanitarian crisis. Investigators say the abuses stem from different actors and different objectives, but share a common consequence: the continued suffering of Palestinian civilians. The report calls for accountability across the board, arguing that any lasting political solution will require justice for victims and stronger protections for civilians caught in the conflict.
Yemen's Ansarullah, aka the Houthis, are one of the strongest Iranian allies in West Asia. They have started attacking Israel in solidarity with Iran, and now they are warning that they might choke the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. This, as they say, that the Israeli ships in the Red Sea are on their target list. The next report tells you more.
In a fresh escalation in West Asia, Houthis claim they have attacked Israel. The IDF says it had activated aerial defense systems to intercept a missile it identified as having been launched from Yemen. The attack would be Yemen's first on Israel since the ceasefire. Now, a new flashpoint is emerging far from the battlefields of Iran and Israel in one of the world's most critical maritime choke points. Houthi rebels have announced a ban on Israel-linked shipping through the Red Sea. It has raised fears of a fresh disruption to global trade and energy supplies. The move comes as the group renews missile attacks on Israel and threatens further escalation if the conflict between Tehran and Tel Aviv continues.
The Yemeni armed forces launched a missile barrage targeting sensitive targets of the Israeli enemy in the occupied Jaffa region, and it successfully achieved its objectives, thanks to God. We declare a complete and total ban on the Israeli enemy maritime navigation in the Red Sea, and we consider all enemy movements to be military targets for our armed forces from the moment this statement is issued.
The timing could not be more sensitive. With the Strait of Hormuz already under severe strain, the Red Sea has become a vital alternative route for Gulf exports. Saudi Arabia has shifted a large share of its crude shipments to its Red Sea port of Yanbu, helping to keep global energy markets afloat. But any sustained Houthi campaign against shipping could threaten that lifeline, pushing up energy costs and adding to pressures on the world economy. The Houthis are no strangers to maritime warfare. Their previous Red Sea attacks during the Gaza conflict forced major shipping giants to abandon the route and take the much longer journey around Africa, driving up costs and delaying deliveries across the globe. The Houthis have long presented a security challenge in the region, yet their relationship with Tehran remains distinct from other Iran-aligned groups, with their calculations often shaped by domestic concerns and the delicate balance of power in Yemen. Now, as the Iran-Israel confrontation threatens to spill across multiple fronts, the Red Sea may once again become a battleground with consequences far beyond West Asia. The question is whether the Houthis' latest threat is a warning shot or the beginning of a new phase in a conflict that is already reshaping global security and energy markets.
Dangling from ropes and chains might not be the first idea that comes to mind when you think of wellness, but an ancient practice is coming back to life in Dubai. It shows that it's good for physical recovery and mental balance. We tell you more.
Suspended in mid-air by ropes and chains, these Dubai residents are taking part in a wellness practice that is as unconventional as it is captivating. Called Pravilo, the method draws on ancient Slavic traditions but has evolved into a modern approach to recovery and self-awareness. Through carefully controlled stretching and body decompression, practitioners aim to relieve tension, improve mobility, and develop a deeper connection between body and mind.
So basically here we're connecting everything. We're connecting mind, we're connecting body, we're connecting breath work, we're connecting to ourselves. This is the most important what is happening in our practice. It's not physical it's not a fitness approach, but it's really connection mind and body.
wellness centers offering the practice say, interest has grown steadily as more people seek alternative ways to manage stress and enhance their physical health. Participants often arrive expecting a challenging stretching session, only to discover that the experience also demands focus, controlled breathing, and mental discipline.
It's been wonderful. I found out that it's not only like stretching, but there's this whole psychosomatic thing behind it, and that you are also working on, your mental, you're meditating, you're focusing on breathing, and then at the same time, you're practicing with this ancient technique.
Supporters of Pravilo believe the practice encourages greater body awareness and helps people disconnect from distractions of daily life. Each session is designed not just to work the muscles and joints, but also to promote a sense of calm and presence. Its striking visuals continue to spark mixed reactions. To some, the practice looks intimidating and extreme. To others, it represents a fascinating new frontier in the world of wellness.
That's all we have for you on this episode of the West Asia Post. I will see you next week with a brand new lineup, always bringing you the most recent updates, news, and reports from West Asia. I'm your host, Radi Francis, signing off from Beirut, Lebanon. For more global news, keep on watching WION World is One.
Nine-year cover-up of the truth.
As Disclosure Day hits the big screen, we decode Steven Spielberg's signature filmmaking tropes.
एक खास बात कहनी थी.
Celebrate 25 years of Amir Khan's Lagan.
Oh my God.
And meet the team of Brown. All this and much more with me, Rhythm Sharma, on WION E-Club at these times.
The Israeli drone is above our heads all the time in Lebanon. Around 169 buildings have been totally reduced to rubble. Every time there's a warning, they just come to this public area where there are around 200 tents, and they reside for a while, and then they go back to their home. Some of the Lebanese people enjoying their time, celebrating, singing, dancing, and some others forcibly displaced. From the southern suburb of Beirut, I'm Radi Francis for WION World is One.
It's turned out to be the most successful World Cup from the standpoint of what's happening.
The FIFA World Cup is being co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico and kicks off on June 11th. For the first time in history, the tournament expands to 48 teams, playing a record 104 matches.
Get all the updates from the 2026 FIFA World Cup only on WION.
In this rapidly changing world, is your health keeping pace? Best practices and breakthroughs busting the hype with real insights. The timeless power of yoga and ancient healing. Good food, good mood. Small steps, big impact. Your health matters. Only on WION World is One.